What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is the Unemployed Cyclist. My name is Jim, and today we are going to do a gear review of my taillight of choice these days. This is a Bontrager Flare RT. Now, I am not normally a fan of Bontrager products. Their shoes don't fit me. I don't like their wave cell helmet technology. It seems like it doesn't breathe very well. There's just a lot of things about the way Bontrager does their parts that I'm not a fan of. I bought this in a pinch because my other taillight that we're not going to talk about because I don't use it much these days was dead. I had had it for a number of years, and the battery still works just fine in it. Just that day, I had been a bad person and neglected to charge it. So I stopped by what was Santa Monica Mountain Cyclery and is now Trek Woodland Hills in Woodland Hills, California, and I bought this little light. It's 65 lumens. It has a handful of different modes. I'm not going to switch through them because we'll get to one of my chief complaints as the reason why I'm not going to switch through them. But it has your standard blinky modes. It has a strobe. It has solid. A taillight is something you always want to ride with. Reflectors are not good enough because reflectors require an active light source shining on them. You always want to be seen. That's one of the number one ways to stay safe on the road is to make sure that drivers can see you. The Flare RT does that well. It has a narrow beam. My choice of flash, I'll turn it on the wall behind me, is that random flash. If you can see it, it's blink, 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 blink. So that's what the strobe looks like. It's visible from, I think, 2 kilometers out. As I said, it's 65 lumens, has a relatively narrow beam on it. And I dropped it. 1 second. Now, it has pretty good battery life. Charging is on the bottom under that little rubber flap. You're looking at micro USB, an annoying plug, but at least it's accessible. It's not recessed deep in. That's pretty good. It does have a Bluetooth function, so you can connect it to your Garmin head unit and see how much battery you have left. I've never done that, and frankly, I think that's a waste of money. I'd rather see this lose $5 in price than have Bluetooth on it. The other thing that I think is asinine with this particular light is Bontrager, for some stupid reason, decided to put an ambient light sensor in this so that it can save you battery by only running at appropriate brightnesses based on whatever their decision of appropriate brightnesses are. I want it full bore all the time. I think that's the safest. That's the purpose of a taillight, is to be safe. If you want to tone it down, have different light output levels, much like my Surface headlight. I have full power. I have 1, 2, 3 reductions in power, and I have a strobe. And then it's off. Give me that simple workflow with this. I don't need your stupid ambient light sensor. It is a terrible idea. The hubris of saying we know better than you do is astonishing. And that's some of the problems I have with Bontrager. But because this has such a good flash pattern, I can sort of forgive it. My other taillights that I have are made by Surface. They are 8 or 9 years old, like those headlights, and they just flash, flash, flash. They don't have that change in strobe, and I think that gives the eye, it grabs the eye of the drivers and makes you more visible, and that's the whole point of a taillight. So, for revisions to this in the future, Bontrager, get rid of Bluetooth. Nobody cares. Get rid of the ambient light sensor and just make it, if I turn it on, make it full power. And then as you click through, make it so it reduces the brightness. I don't need different strobe modes. I don't need any of that other shenanigans. Give me strobing at full power at all times and have the clicks on the top be how I reduce the light output and save battery. Rant aside, it does have a removable mount. Since I bought it, I have never taken it out of the mount, but it's good to know if that rubber ever cracks and fails, I can hopefully buy a new one from Bontrager. So, would I buy this again? Yes. I wouldn't be happy about it, again, because that infuriating ambient light sensor, but I would buy it again because I like the strobe pattern, I like how far the beam goes, and I like the compact size and long run time. So with that, yeah, run taillights, run headlights in strobe mode, and that's one way you can stay safe. So have fun, be safe, get out there and ride. And until next time, I'm Jim with the Unemployed Cyclist.